twin flame souls out there. Welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode number 65. In today's episode, we are going to dive into the runner and chaser dynamics. We are going to discover, to understand, what does the runner feel in a separation, and how the obsessive thinking of the chaser makes them feel very anxious and makes them actually feel that they want to run. Why, in a sense, we should keep a distance and go within and connect with our higher self and connect on this journey. And how twin flames actually switch the roles in that sense, that once a chaser can become a runner, and why is that? And then I will still bring in the telepathy, which I spoke about in my previous episode, as many of you sent me emails, and I have two very good examples, and we talk about the energy channeling and how to stay calm on this journey. So this I'm going to bring in, so it's going to be a little bit here, a little bit there, but I hope it will bring you some love and light. Before we're going to start, I would like to say a huge thank you that you are here today. Thank you for choosing this channel, thank you for choosing this episode, and thank you for choosing to be here today. And the last group session that we had on Sunday, again, I felt this amazing connection with all of you, and I'm so thankful. Sometimes I ask myself, how come I can be so blessed with these beautiful souls around me, who have booked the calls with me, who have followed my guidelines, and now are becoming their higher self and seeing what I am telling about the story. So actually, I have two personal stories from the souls who have worked with me, and I would like to bring them in alongside of this podcast episode, because as you know, I always say it's not a love story, it is a journey. And it's a journey within to become your higher self, because once you become your higher self, once you experience your higher self, because your higher self is always there, the problem is that you are not listening to your higher self, you're not connecting with your higher self. But once you do, you have all the answers, you have all the love, and you feel that you are alive. You feel that you are connected to the source. You feel you are connected to the universe. You're connected to yourself, because you know what? You are the universe. You are the beginning of the universe. You are the universe. So you have everything already inside of you. Now you just need to learn how to trust, surrender, and connect with your higher self. And in today's episode, I'm exactly going to talk about the runner and the chaser dynamics, and why is that. Yesterday, I happened to have a call with a beautiful soul. I mentioned her on my podcast previously. She just recently came onto this journey where she met a man who she thought is her twin flame. And so she was going through a spiritual awakening, starting it, and she really felt the connection. Fast forward to today, she came to realization because she had a friend of hers in her life that already is his twin flame, and he knew about that for about 20 years. But he never said a single word to her until today. Until on the New Year's Eve, when she herself asked, "Do you know about twin flames?" And he looked at her and said, "I am your twin flame. I am the one." Which obviously in the beginning took her by surprise, because she thought that there was this other person who she met during the holiday that is her twin flame. And so it was confusing, but at the same time, a lot of things started to make sense. But also it is frightening at the one point when you come to this realization that, oh wow, he is my twin flame and we are connected. And why is it so frightening for our runners to know about twin flames? because of this energy. The energy is so intense and at the same time confusing. Because when we really realize that we are on this journey, we lose the control. The control disappears. You're feeling how you're no longer, like your mind has no longer control. Our mind loves control. Our mind likes to make us that how we have to behave, how we have to say things, how we have to stand, how we have to do. But when we feel this incredible energy, when we feel this incredible love, we lose the control. And this is the moment where we really feel like nothing else matters. All I want is this person, because nothing around me matters. Although it's also because your own soul awakens in a very powerful way. And you're starting to become the one who you are. But it's also scary, because if we keep a mask on for a very long time, we pretend to be somebody else. We tend to please other people because we want to be likable, because we are afraid of our own shadows and our weaknesses. And then we have to take off this mask and just accept it and become friends with it. It's sometimes difficult. And so I've heard that many times when people are telling to me that, oh, we shouldn't think about our twin flames, because the more we think about our twin flames, the more we feel like the more they want to run. And I'm going to tell you that there is a truth in there. There is a truth that the more we're going to obsessively think about them, the more they're going to run. Why? Because you're sharing the same awareness. You're sharing the same, in a sense, of thoughts. You can connect with your twin feels what you feel. Your twin can get the information without knowing that it's come from you, even if your twin is not awakened yet. So now, when we are in the stage as of starting to realize what is happening, and you are sitting on the other side, your other side of the, let's just imagine that the communication is actually happening, but you are at your home and your twin is in his home, and the communication is actually happening, because it does. Your twin feels everything. Your twin feels every single fear of yours, every single insecurity of yours, every single word what you're going to say somehow. Are they aware of it? That's a bit of a different story, because sometimes we ourselves feel our twin's energy. We feel sadness, or we feel happiness, or we feel something, and we don't understand where it comes from. But then you are getting some messages, you're getting some downloads, and your mind tries to fight against it. Again, here is why I recommend you to always write these things down. No matter how crazy they sound like, no matter how out of this world it is, write these messages, these feelings down, and not from your mind. It has to come from your soul. When I first came to this journey, I was journaling a lot of things just out of channeling. I had no idea at that time that I was doing the channeling. I had no idea that I was already having an information. I was having an information ahead of me that I had no recollection. And just on our group session on Sunday, I mentioned, I know many of you have listened to my podcast where I mentioned that I came to a conclusion of realizing that I am on this twin flame journey when I was in a separation, because that's what my mind remembers. Well, another day I opened my journal. It was actually an accident. I found a suitcase and I opened it, and there were few things inside which I had forgotten inside of there, and one of them was a journal. And what happened was that I opened the journal right on the place where I was supposed to, because now again the universe is showing me, yes, you're channeling the information way before you know about it. And that's why when we do the meditation, when we do the channeling, Write these things down on your journal. This information is not wrong. Make a difference in between desperate wishful thinking and what comes as a channeling, because channeling is something you cannot stop. It's like you feel like your hand is writing faster than your mind can come up with this, and you just need to let it out. So what happened was, when I opened that journal from exact that spot, and I saw it was the 11th of May, when I had written on my journal, without any recollection of this today, I had written, "Thank you, universe, for sending me my twin flame to my life. I am the happiest I ever been." On 13th of May, our conversation was cut off and we didn't speak to each other over about 4 months or something like this. And I've said that I remember that I came across with twin flames during my separation. But my soul already knew, and that was written in my journal. I have no recollection from my mind for it, because I used to write things out as quickly as they came to me. That's why, please write these things down that you're getting. No judgment, don't be judgmental towards yourself. Do not feel like, oh, that's not real. This is my wishful thinking. The more you practice, the more you're going to make a difference of your wishful thinking and your channeling. You have all the power. Now, let's come back to the fact that you are sitting in your home and your twin is sitting in the other home. And you are sitting in your home constantly having these type of fears. My twin doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. He has no feelings towards me. I bring in he, in that sense. I know we have more female listeners, but you get my point. And you constantly feeding this information. No, there is no love. This is not real. I'm making this up in my head. I never felt anything of that. What do you think your twin receives as an information? It triggers more for them this anxiety. No, this is not real. No, I don't love this person. Why should I love this person? No, I want to run away because it's so intense and I cannot get my mind to stop, or this energy to stop. So obviously they feel like, I want to get out of here. I did not plan to come to this journey. I want to get out of here. I want to breathe. But then on the other hand, you're sitting at home and you're constantly energetically feeding the information. No, he doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't send me a message. He doesn't look it up. And I'm talking here about the true twin flames. Please make sure that it is a true twin flame. Actually, it doesn't. Again, I'm going a little bit against here. I'm saying it doesn't really matter about the twin flames as a term and if somebody is really a true twin flame. The only difference what matters here is that you're listening to your higher self, not somebody else who is telling you, yes, you are on the twin flame journey, and then inside of you, you feel like, I don't know, I still don't know. Because that's I'm going to talk about in my next episode. I'm going to talk about exactly how to know who is your twin flame. So if you wish to hear the next episode, please like and subscribe and stay tuned to follow and all of that. So you're feeding the information for them to run, because you have so much fear inside of you that this cannot be real. That the love is not actually happening, and it's only way of love happening is when we are together in a 3D and sharing this 3D connection. Then we are only loving it. Love is not, how do I say, love energy is not only when two people are together. Love is the highest power. Love is the one that heals. And love is something that comes within ourselves. It first has to come in ourselves. But if we break down of not believing that another person actually loved us, actually cared about us, and we sit at home and we think, no, he doesn't love me, he doesn't care about me, he will find somebody else, he will move over, then we all are going to make this into reality, because all of the messages he feels is like, I have to go, I have to run, I have to do something else to get you out of my head. Because this feeling of anxiety is not stopping. And it often happens in your solar plexus. And that's why a lot of people, they start partying or they try to move on. They try to do anything to stop it because it doesn't just stop. So here is why, in that sense of constantly being on the phone and texting them like, hey, how are you doing? Do you want to come there? Do you want to do this? Leave them alone to help them to understand what just happened. And that brings me back to the girl I had a channeling session yesterday, in that sense, who met the twin flame. They know each other actually 20 years. Her twin flame didn't say a single word to her in 20 years. And then 20 years later, he says, you know, you are my twin flame. And he said, I could tell you this now because you are vibrating higher, you are understanding better. But it still scared her. Why? Because this energy is so intense. And also understanding what's going to come next, especially when we have a life situations in between, such as marriage, kids, no kids, want to have kids, want to have a family, and time is running at the same time. As we know, for women overall, the time is always working against us somehow, biological time. And so it's obviously scary. And also it's scary at the same time that, wow, the love is really here. I'm now receiving this love I have been blocking my whole life. It's super scary. For me was to let this love energy to come in. And now you would be thinking, how come somebody doesn't want to let the love energy in? You know, it's beautiful. No, it is scary because it's so powerful. It's supernatural energy. And to believe that you would know how to handle this energy, how to spread it, how to be a love, requires a lot of trust, a lot of surrendering, a lot of connection, that love is the highest power. Not to let the fear to come in that this love is gonna, because fear and love are like very close to each other. They both are very powerful energies. Love always wins, but fear is right after this. This is why we see how our world has been operating. It always operates on fear, because fear is very powerful to manipulate you. But when you choose love, when you choose this, you always win. So always choose love. So when I did a channeling session with her, and that's why I love channeling sessions, because they give such a imprint of your soul, of the journey, and I never had experienced something like this. I got into her soul, and I'm going through, and I'm seeing like how the universe is forming. There are colors, there are there's an infinity sign that the colors are just whooshing through, like it's like I'm feeling I'm in the universe, like I see the birth of the universe. And I know many of you who are listening right now will be like, what is this thing? And I just see how actually, and so I figured that this what happens when two twin flames are now in the same frequency. They come together, then you can see this. I've never seen this before, so because I have never had a chance to channel twin flames that are both in the same frequency. And feeling this cosmic energy and everything. And I obviously, this channeling session, I tell you what I feel and what comes and what kind of messages are coming through. And then after the channeling session, she told me, you just won't believe, because that was my first download I saw, and you saw the same thing. And we recorded that, so I'm going to send it. She's going to have this, and maybe one day I can, I don't know, share it on Patreon a little bit, or just take a little glimpse that you will have an understanding what I'm talking about. And so, but what it means over here that, so she was a chaser in that sense before for the false twin flame. or she think she was a twin flame. Although I believe that sometimes we have these soul contracts that are coming in to help you, to push you, that, okay, now you're going to meet your twin flame. I'm going to come and activate all of it for you, that you are going to connect with your twin flame now. Because you need to, everything is frequency. You cannot attract of the things of what you are not. You can only attract of who you are as an energy. You can only connect when you are energetically on the same level. It's like the radio in that sense. You can't hear from the radio that is not on the right frequency. You can only hear when the frequency is correct. And it's the same with you. And each time you are spiritually evolving, your frequency goes to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And so now when I had a call with her as well, she said, like, I really feel like I want to run, which I feel is a bit of a collectively as well. Many chasers are feeling that they feel now they want to run because it becomes real. Your twin flame is returning to your life. Your twin flame is realizing that there is a connection. Coincidences are happening, so-called coincidences, especially for those who have gone through the spiritual awakening. They have connected to the higher self, and now they feel that it's coming. And when it's coming, it feels like you want to run. And that's why I say twin flames, chaser and runner dynamics can change. It changed to me. I have been both now. I know 100% I have been both. I've been a chaser and I've been the runner, where I feel like I need to go out of it. And that's why it was, for a very long time, I thought I was only the chaser. But now when I go back to the events and I'm analyzing them, I was like, I was as much as runner as he was. It just happened in a different timings. And we all been on this situation, and there's always this dynamic. That's why I'm saying it, that it's not so black and white story that you are the only one who is runner. No. There's a runner and there's a chaser. That then this dynamics can change regarding to how well we can handle this beautiful energy. So now, she said by herself when we had a conversation that I really feel I want to hide myself. I want to go away from it. I want to adjust to it. I want to understand it. So now I'm going to talk about the telepathy and the connection. So now think about it. Your twin flame, who actually dearly loves you and has a connection with you, is already frightened up that what comes next, especially if there is some kind of a life situation in between. Or let's say some of us want to do a career and don't want to really get into the relationship. Some of us never felt this kind of love and trying to get rid of it. And there are many, many examples I can bring in why your twin flame can run from you. Or it's the life situations such as you are married or he's married, and all of a sudden you're like, how on earth I'm going to handle this? And then can you imagine your twin flame is already struggling with an idea what just happened. And then you are energetically feeding the energy. No, he doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. He's never going to come back. He's not there. And you're constantly feeding this. And your twin flame feels it all. It feels like I want to run. I want to run as far as I can. I want to be as much as away I can because it's driving me crazy. This energy is not going away. This is why you need to turn into the love energy. Switch the energy. So channeling and meditation and telepathy is extremely powerful. And start this today. It will change everything for you. Start this today. Instead of feeling all these feelings that my twin flame doesn't love me, my twin flame doesn't care about me, when my twin flame will return, if he's ever going to return, start like this. I'm connected with you. I'm already connected. I send you a lot of love and a lot of healing. I'm here. I'm connected with you. Do not worry. I'm here. And I definitely put up on Patreon tomorrow a half an hour one, how you can calm your twin flame down and yourself and your soul, because you are the same. You're sharing the same awareness. So if you are piling it up with a fear that my twin flame doesn't love me, and you're constantly looking for like a proof or awareness or something like you're looking for a proof that you don't trust your higher self. First of all, your higher self is already getting upset with you. Your spirit guides will get upset with you. And the universe itself, even though you are the universe, gets upset with you. It's like, why don't you trust? Just trust. But the only way we can build trust is by practicing. By practicing that I am already connected. I am with you. And if you do this, I will tell you, 40 days, if you will do the meditation, the channeling meditation that I'm putting up on Patreon, you'll do this 40 days, you will feel the shift inside of you. You will feel the connection, and your twin flame will calm down as well. Of course, we need to keep in mind that everything is up for divine timing. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. 100%. If you know that it's going to happen, it is going to happen. If you have like signs from the universe and connection from the universe, it is going to happen. So all you have to do is to quiet the mind. Your mind is telling you so many lies all the time. And I mean, we need our mind. We need our mind to know how to shop, how to put clothes on, how to eat, how to go from the place from A, B, C. Also, how to find this podcast, how to write a comment. All of this, we need our mind. But when we need to connect and know what to do next and who we are, then we need to connect with our higher self. And our higher self is the one that just knows everything without knowing, that your mind doesn't know yet. And that was another thing I wanted to bring in today. I had a call on Saturday, I must say. Oh, it made me so happy that, this, when I see that you know what I'm talking about, becoming a higher self and aligned with your soul, and you're feeling how alive you are, nothing else makes me happier. So she came on the call, and I was like, oh, yeah, she was supposed to go on a holiday. I wonder how did it go, because she first time took herself a solo trip, and she was listening of the advice I told her to do and things that she needs to follow. And she comes back and she says to me, I understand now. I understand. I have never felt more peace, connected to myself, that I feel this love energy around me, that I feel happiness, that I feel there is no more this obsession. I feel I am connected, like the universe is constantly talking to me and I can understand. And she brought in how she was on the holiday. She brought in how she was on the holiday. And there was a hummingbird that came around her and was just around her the whole time. And again, I want to say that nature, when we are becoming our higher self, nature connects with us. And because we are all connected. That's why spending time in the nature, connecting to the soil, connecting to the water, everything helps ourselves to get into a higher self. If you just sit in your room, holding yourself tight and not letting the energy to move and not facing your shadows and not facing the pain, you will sit there for a very, very long time. The best investment in 2024 you can do for yourself is to let your energy open up and let go of the energy that no longer deserves you, no longer should be part of you, no blocks in your chakras. It's going to be painful in certain ways, but it's going to be beautiful at the same time. This power is incredible. And so nature always connects with us. That's why we can see, and that's why, again, I'm going to mention, everything is frequency. And so you have to connect with yourself, with your higher self. But you can only do this when you are starting today. It will not help. Tarot reading will not help you. It will give you an update, and it's great. but it will not. You have to start the meditation. You have to start connecting with your higher self. Start journaling. Connect with the like-minded people who help you to uplift your energy, such as, again, breath work, Kundalini awakening, quantum healing. And then she also told me, the girl who just came back from the holiday and felt the connection with the source, with the universe, she did a quantum healing session because there were still energies that were stuck in her. And that's why I say, we get so used to with certain energies inside of us that they feel normal. So when I now do the consultation call with you, the first consultation, I always do the energy activation afterwards. That's why you feel sometimes absolutely disaster, because it's all your fears will start to come out and you start to fight against it because you don't want to feel that. But it has to come out. And that's why having extra help, again, breathwork sessions, Kundalini, quantum healing, soul realignment, everything helps. So if you feel that your soul is bugging you, that says you need to go to this Reiki master, or you need to go to this breathwork session, or you need to share your story, or you need to do something, then do it now. It will help you to release, and it will help you to understand what I'm talking today about. Because when this happens, magic will start. It will simply start. And we spoke about this on our previous Patreon call. Hopefully, I managed to get the time to put this up this week as well. So what I'm going to say to you is that whatever you are somehow feeding to your twin flame and you're subconsciously connected, you have that information. Even if consciously they are refusing and saying, no, that's not real. No, that's not what's happening. I'm not feeling anything. If it's your true twin flame, everything you say, everything you channel is actually the truth. So just start to let go of the mind. The mind is holding you back of the truth that is there. And if you have the knowing that you're going to end up with your twin flame this lifetime, you have that knowing, like the strong knowing that doesn't go away, even though, let's say, you try to, then that's going to happen. If you have a strong knowing that he or she is your twin flame, then they are your twin flames. Even though I'm not the biggest fan no longer of the name of twin flame because it's been so overused and it has so much, I would say, a bit of a, I don't like to call it negative, but it just has a bit of a understanding that everybody has to have a twin flame. And when you have a twin flame, then you are the only one who knows the most divine love and all of it, like kind of an ego with your twin flame. And I'm like, twin flames, it's nothing like this. Twin flame is just the purest form of love, divine love that you were able to experience. And it's not that you are better than somebody else and that the twin flame love is better than the soulmate love and all of that we start comparing. Last thing twin flames is about ego and being better and feeling more like, yes, I know and I can, this is all what I want in my life. No, twin flames is about that you become a love and now you are going to share this love on this earth. And it's a collectively also we're going to bring the love. So just to say that you are now love, and I can feel this every single time. When we had group session this Sunday again, and I was listening to all of you, and it's just like this energy, this kindness, this love that it's so beautiful, and you have such a beautiful energy. So thank you. In that sense, if it's a twin flame, I would say thank you for twin flames because it's so beautiful. It is painful, I agree, but it's so beautiful at the same time. So it's time to become your higher self. How we can become a higher self? I will make an episode about it, and also will start a little workshop, which I will ask at the end of the podcast. Now I want to talk about the telepathy again. because last time, and so why I'm talking about the telepathy, because many of you, again, coming into me like, oh, but there is an information out there which says you should not send any energy to your twin flame. You should not connect with them. And my question back to is that if I send love energy, if I send the purest form of kindness to my twin, what am I doing wrong here? They don't want to receive the love energy? Who doesn't want to receive the love energy? Like, for example, I just bring in an example. You come home and your mother, when you were a child, you come home and you had a hard day, and your mother just is there to tell you and comfort you with words and love. How do you feel after? You feel calm. But when you come home and your mother would say, well, it's going to happen like this. Don't think about it. It's going to happen anyhow like this. You're going to fail this test. You're going to have this. What it brings? More anxiety. So if you are stopping your obsessive thinking and going within to connect with love, your twin will feel more calm and more present as well. And so not to push with I want, I need, that's how it's supposed to come back to me, love me, give me, do me, I don't know, all of this is like, no. Love is not something that is how we have to prove it and do it and be it and all the time like, oh, you love me only when you do this. This is not love energy. This is something else. Anyways, and so I wanted to bring in because, and I'm just going to tell a pre-story to it. I have a very beautiful soul who I met actually beginning of my podcast. So she is one of them who took this leap of faith to contact a complete stranger and tell her story to me. And we started obviously the process. And we just had a talk another day. I said to her, because I'm very bad, as you know, on Instagram to reply and all of that, because if I'm on the call with you, I'm 100% focused on the call. And some days, as you know, the calls are going over time and we're doing more work. And I just simply forget to reply as the day gets over. Anyways, and talking about telepathy, and I'm not talking only that this is in twin flames. We, as collectively, are also connected. We are more connected than you think we are. That's why telepathy works. I will put all my time, what I have, to prove it, to show it, and gather as much as information. And we're going to do this on a retreat as well, where you're going to see how it is happening. That you have these so-called psychic abilities, but actually this is our higher self. Anyways, talking about, and I just had a little talk with her on Instagram after a long time, and she said to me, so we were speaking, and then I recorded my episode, and then I launched it, and the next day I received an email. I hope this email finds you well. Today I listened to your YouTube about the telepathy signs, and I had to share the synchronicity with you. I think I've told you before in one of our calls that I always see my twin's birthday number and his name all over the place, but especially his birthday. You know, in the States, we write the month first, then the date. Well, my twin's birthday is 3/13. 313. And those of you who listened to my previous episode, you remember that I mentioned 313. And that is the number example you used on your YouTube today. I just couldn't believe it. It was like you were talking to me. Right when I listening to you, I stopped for the gas. And if you look at the picture of the price of gallon was 313. And unbelievable. And we both know there are no coincidences. This was for me. And then I said, yeah, we are, because I know I'm connected with her very well, because when we first met, she was the first one I was able to connect very deeply with the channeling. So I already said to her that we must have, like we are the soul family, as, you just know. Without knowing, you just know. And then she said that it's just so unbelievable and truly shows how you're channeling the many people you have coached. Out of all the dates that you used, that was just not a coincidence. And so, again, we are more connected. So that's why I always say, if you feel connected with me, if you feel that now it's your time, for example, a channeling session, or you want to talk to me and share it and, feel lighter, then of course, then it's your time. Yesterday, I just had also a call with a beautiful soul where she said to me that many times I was thinking like now or not, and she just arrived on the time when it's supposed to. So it's always like this. Always trust your inner voice. Or if you feel that you need to go to Reiki, you need to go and meet this person, and it's not a need of your mind, it's the hunger of your soul. Your soul tells you, I need this connection, I need this. And I am incredibly blessed. I'm incredibly blessed that you have chosen to trust me. You have chosen me to show you what it means to become your higher self, and how this obsessive thinking will actually start to fade away, how you will start manifesting so many things in your life, and how you can finally breathe. You know how thankful I am? You have no idea how thankful I am for that. It's just seeing you shining, seeing you achieving what you're supposed to. Thank you, universe. I just want to say thank you. And like I said on my first episode, if 10 people find it useful, if 10 people would change, I feel so happy. And then another message I received. So you can also share your feedback with me, and you can try the Patreon one. The one that is coming out tomorrow is a very strong one. So try to do the previous one more just before you're going to jump into a frequency that is going to uplift you. And here is the next one. Hi, my lovely. I would also like to share my experience with you. After our 2 channeling sessions, I'm finding I'm connecting strongly with my twin flame, in the way of feeling like we are hugging each other more than ever before. It feels as though when I'm sad, unsure, feeling anxious, I'm able to connect mostly while I'm lying down in bed, and I do seamlessly, and I feel he's giving me a big warm hug. I'm now many times falling back to sleep feeling like his arms were wrapped around me in comfort. Happy to share with you on the podcast, of course, and it's 4:44 p.m. as I finish writing this. Protection energy. And what I want to say about it, that when you feel after a channeling session that you are more connected to your twin flame, is because you're actually connected to your soul more than ever before. It's like your mind is asleep. Your mind no longer fights because your soul is so active. Your soul feels, here you go, here I am with you. And I'm glad, because also what your soul, your spirit wants is that you listen to it. Stop manipulating your spirit, your soul, with all these lies and all of these 3D things. Go within. You have the answers, I promise you. But you need to do, in terms of that, the work in order to get there. Like I've said many times, like, for example, I have a stressful day coming up, and we have to respect our body, mind, and soul in an equal way, because we're having a human experience. We have to take care of our body, we have to take care of our mind, and we have to take care of our soul. But our soul is the one that knows everything. So which means you have to trust your soul. You have to have a mind that is intelligent like if your soul tells you, you need to go to that shop, then your mind helps you to go to the shop. And at the same time, your body is a vessel that helps you to experience all of it. And we need to take care of it. We can't take one granted of another. They are all somehow connected, but we need to trust our soul. For example, if I have a stressful day coming up, which I always do for my body and soul, I tell, I'm really sorry, my body, today is going to be a stressful day. I'm really sorry about it. I will give a rest after this day. Today is more stressful. And I speak through this with my body. What happens? My body doesn't observe stress during that day because my body is already prepared that it's going to be hard. It's going to be long hours. We're going to do this. But I'm prepared for that. But what happens when we're not going to communicate with our body? Your body gets stiff, your body gets scared, your body doesn't understand because you're constantly overstimulating your brain and your body. That's why having little pause, reflect back immediately. For example, I had another day where I didn't have enough time to drink water. In the evening, I apologized. I said, I'm really sorry for my body that I didn't drink enough water. I connect with you. I give you enough nourishment for you to help me to experience this life to the fullest. Do not take granted your body or your soul or your mind. When we get all of them connected and you listen to your heart, magic is going to happen. So I hope you got some kind of tips and tricks. I know I jump from one thing to another because all of my podcasts are done through channeling. So whatever is coming and whatever my soul needs to say, I say it. My mind is great in sense of knowing certain things and remembering things, especially the calls or emails or things like that. But my soul has the information. So what I want to say is that actually, while we are always talking about theory, we talk about things in theory that become your higher self, do this, this is what you need to do, this is how you can heal this is how you can open your heart chakra, this is what it is. They're all theory. And what I feel is that we need more practice. We need to have things that you can follow and do. So if you feel this way as well, I'd be more than happy to start investing my time into giving you step-by-step guides, things that will help you to start to become your higher self. So if you're interested, and also that my podcast, even though, yes, it started with the twin flames, but it's so connected with spirituality and your soul and your higher self, or soul higher self in that sense is the same. I would like to invest my time more to help you on this journey. So let me know in the comments if this is something you would like to learn. And if you have any topics such as how to balance your feminine and masculine energies and so on and so on. Another thing is that this week we'll have on Patreon a very strong channeling session, half an hour. So take your time, which you can access tomorrow. Then also I will be doing a love meditation, love frequency meditation, because of what? Valentine's is coming up. And it's good to uplift your energy with love. So that's going to be out on Patreon as well. After the Valentine's, we are going to meet again on Patreon. So those of you who are supporting my channel on Patreon, you can join for free as usual. A Patreon is $5.99 a month. Your support means the world to me. Honestly, I can see how many of you have joined and how many of you are supporting this channel. Oh, thank you. Really, thank you. I try my best to get as much information out there as possible. And so yes, on the 18th, we're going to have a next call, and then it's a retreat. A retreat is coming up in about 1 month, and I'm going to meet you in a real life. How amazing is that? Who would have thought this could ever happen? Not me, not my mind ever. I think my soul kind of knew it, but not me. So our 10 people are already registered. I keep 2 other spots because we have 16 sleeping places on the villa. in our luxury villa, I keep 2 spots for those who all of a sudden have this, no, I have to go to Cyprus, I have to become part of it, I have to let go. If you feel on this at moment, I can take you in a last moment. But other than these 10 people, I cannot believe that we filled it so quickly. Obviously, I just would like to say, I'd like to have, if some men would like to join, just because we have only 1 man right now out of 10. But it's not about that. I'm just saying that it would be interesting to have a different ways of seeing it and connecting. Anyways, I am so happy that you're here today. Your presence, your time means the world to me. And make sure that today, when you're out there, you spread love, you spread light, and you help others to get to the frequency where you are at today. Love always wins. Love is the divine power, divine union. Choose love, and your twin will choose too. Lots of love and lots of light, and thank you so much for being here today. If you liked the episode, hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon.